or lease.
What's up, YouTube? Today, I'm doing my top 10 underrated bands. My 2 top 10s for overrated bands. Not everybody agreed with them, and that's just the way it goes. I mean, these are just my opinions. We'll see how this one goes. And I do have a lot more top 10 lists coming up. People are starting to suggest them, like top 10 comedians, bands. The next one I'm doing is top 10 radical fans of bands. That should be good times, so check that one out. So let's get started. Number 10, man, from the moment I heard the opening riff of their first single here in the States, I was just hooked. It's that Thunder in the East loudness from Japan. My goodness, Crazy Nights just blows me away. And they're still around today. And that song still, every time I hear it, it's as if I'm hearing it for the first time. I get that excited. I think they should have been a much bigger band here. Worldwide, they should have been much bigger. But like I said, they're still together and they're still doing it, so that says something. Number 9, we discussed this in my live streams about grunge and when I listed Nirvana as an overrated band. I think Soundgarden is a much better band than Nirvana. They should have been much bigger. I don't understand it. The sound, everything about Soundgarden, like I said, I feel that they're underrated. I know they have a good, strong fan base, but I think they should have been much bigger. As do my number 8 band. Same genre, same time, Alice in Chains. Man, what a great band. Still going. I recently did a reaction to a newer song, or a newer version of the song. You should check that out. Great band. I enjoyed their music, and like I said, their sound, they just should have been bigger than Nirvana. I just think for Nirvana, and I've said it many times, and when I listed them as overrated, some people are like, well, why are everybody all of a sudden saying they're overrated? I've said it from day one. They just hit at just the right time where kids wanted something different, something they could call their own, and they jumped on it. And again, I'm not saying Nirvana's a bad band. I just think they're overrated. These 2 bands should have been much bigger, in my opinion. Coming in at number 7, this dude was a rock star long before he joined Van Halen. Of course, I'm talking about Sammy Hagar. I mean, in Montrose, he kicked ass. As a solo artist, he kicked ass. And then joined Van Halen. Everybody says, oh, Dave was much better and all that. Record sales says otherwise. I really enjoyed the Sammy years of Van Halen. Sammy can write, sing. He didn't need to be part of Van Halen. Van Halen's a great band. Sammy's a great solo artist. Together, they made some great music. Again, just my opinion, and that should piss some people off, but I'm being 100% honest. You ask anyone who knows me, I've never wavered on that. I've always said Van Hagar was much better than Van Halen. This band, some of you may disagree on this or think they shouldn't be rated at all, or maybe say they're overrated, but Warrant, Janie Lane was an outstanding songwriter. He wrote some fantastic songs on Dirty Rotten Filthy Stinking Rich and Cherry Pie. Now he said forever he hated the fact that he wrote Cherry Pie. He crumbled or caved to the record label's demands. I had said on my favorite song, 10 of my top favorite songs, that Uncle Tom's Cabin is one of them. That was actually the title track for the Cherry Pie album before the label said we need something else, and he wrote Cherry Pie. But Uncle Tom's Cabin is a great song. I Saw Red. Just so many great songs that he wrote, and they were overshadowed by a poppy hit. Gotta suck. I mean, I know he made a truckload of money, but still, it's gotta suck that Nobody pays any attention to your songwriting because of that. This band, my number 5 band, I've always thought they were a great band. Most of my friends really enjoy them as well. It's Triumph. I don't think they got the audience or that they deserved. I think they deserved to be much bigger, especially radio play. Now they're on classic radio, but I think they should have been in a heavier rotation. I think they're an outstanding band. But, I don't know why it was like that, or that they didn't get the success. As a matter of fact, I feel the next 4 bands that I'm going to talk about on my list, I think they all should have been much, much bigger than they were or are, because most of them are still touring. Number 4 is Queensryche. Man, I know they got a good following, and it sucks that they went their separate ways, and Jeff Tate was always had a great voice. But they wrote some of the best songs, man. Jet City Woman, one of my all-time favorite songs. I love, love, love that song. But from the first time I heard them off their first album, Queen of the Right and Lady Wore Black, just outstanding songs. Those songs had me hooked from the beginning. I'm not real big on the concept albums. There's some great songs on there. I don't know. There's very few concept albums I really get into as far as the whole album and the whole story. And that's just a personal thing. I'm not anything. I might catch some shit over that, but that's okay. I expect it. It's the internet. But yeah, I think Queensryche should have been much bigger. I saw them open for Kiss on the Animalize tour, and it's just a great band. Coming at number 3, we discussed this on my live stream this week. I kind of got put on the spot and drew a blank, but LA Guns, man, they should have been so much bigger than Motley Crue and especially Guns N' Roses. Electric Gypsy, I love that song, but Over the Edge, Never Enough, Sex Action, Ballad of Jane, just a fantastic band. A great sound. I love, love, love them. Every time they come on the radio, because when I'm listening to serious hair metal, or Hair Nation, hair metal, Hair Nation, they play a lot of LA Guns, and I crank it up every time. Love them. Number 2, I've always loved this band. Summertime Girls is one of my all-time favorite songs. Talking about Y&T, man. That song, I play it during the winter just because it reminds me of summer and just gets me all amped up. If I remember correctly, they're the band that Motley Crue actually opened up for their very first show, the very first time that Motley Crue opened for someone. I think it was at the Starwood. But Y&T, there's a lot of times at work, I'll just tell Google to play Y&T and listen for hours. Just great, great music. So I definitely feel that they're underrated. My number 1 band that I feel is underrated because, they're still going today, as are most of the bands on this list. They're still going, and all their music is still fresh for me. It's Tesla. They just, as a matter of fact, I just heard them on the way to work this morning. Edison's Medicine, No Way Out, Heaven's Trail, just song after song after song. There's a very consistent band, and they should have been way bigger. For a few moments, it looked like they were just going to skyrocket and just kind of level it off. Or maybe it's just me that sees that or thinks that. But I always never thought they got the credit they should have, because they're a fantastic band. They still sound great, in my opinion. There's a lot of bands out there ripping people off, filling up stadiums, and they can't do it. They're either lip syncing or they're doing a shitty show. These guys still do a good show. Still sound great. So, man, well, let's see what's going to happen here. there's several people that disagree with my overrated bands, and that's okay. We're allowed to disagree. We don't have to agree on everything. But I'm waiting to see if anybody agrees with this, that these are underrated bands. Who knows? Maybe if I have to do another one, y'all can let me know about that too. Maybe there's bands I missed. I mean, I'm sure there are, but as far as that you thought are more underrated than the bands on my list. So I'm looking forward to reading your comments below. Hey, I appreciate you being here. I hope you have a great day. Make someone laugh if you get the chance. Don't forget to tell your friends and family each and every time you leave that you love them, because you just never know when that's going to be the last chance you get to tell them. Be safe, y'all. We're living in some crazy ass times. Till next time, I am Bob Sixx. Peace.